Hey everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Hope you're doing well out there. Welcome to another Train Sim World 5 live stream. First one in a little while. So today we're going to be taking a first look at the newest route that's been released for Train Sim World, and it's actually the first product from the third-party Alan Thompson Simulations, very well known in the Train Sim Classic circles. Their first product is a separate extension to the Glossop line, launched way back in, I think, the back end of Train Sim World 3. And this is known as the Manchester Airport Commuter. So, yeah, let's get into it and have some fun and explore and see if Alan Thompson Simulations' first piece of content for Train Sim World is any good. So we're going to the journey mode, explore Manchester, select the first chapter, Stockport Strong. Many of the services run on the Stockport line to and from Manchester, from Manchester Piccadilly. Get behind these trains and run the service. Okay. So are they all just in the pouring rain, these services? It seems to be the case. Well, that one isn't. That one seems to be in the dry. This is a 323 service from Alderley Edge to Manchester Piccadilly via Stockport. Let me just check the other two. Crewe to Liverpool, Lime Street. That's a freight service. Oh, but there are some freight services as well as passenger services. Street to Winslow, and this is the empty stock moves. So I think we'll do. Alright, well, I think we'll do one in the rain. No, actually, no. We'll do this one. Crewe to Manchester Piccadilly. And hopefully it's not pouring with rain as the service progresses. And hopefully it's not late at night either. Hey Andrew, nice to see you. Hope you're well. And Lady Furry, different person? Looks familiar. Is it Sophie? I don't know. But either way, have you got tea and biscuits? I've got neither. No, I've got a bottle of water for tonight's stream. Okay, this is a 17:12 p.m. service from Crewe to Manchester Piccadilly, starting the service at Alderley Edge, and we'll be going via Stockport. Okay. Before we do go further, I will just... Thank you. Motion blur on. There we go. Turn that on. Set the brightness to maximum. Train lights to on. Let's unlock the doors and have a look around the station. Not much to say with regards to the 323. It is exactly the same from the Glossop line, and pretty much it's the same from the Birmingham Cross City line. The only difference is obviously the destination displays and the fact you can do conductor mode with this multiple unit now, and that's pretty much it. Not many differences. No new changes to the sounds or interactability, if that even is a word, or changes to physics or anything like that. But here we are. This is Alderley Edge. This is the bottom of the map, so to speak. We'll let's take a look at the map. So this is the line going to Crewe. Crewe is all the way like down here somewhere. And interestingly, I think when I downloaded this route, it was titled as Crewe to Manchester, not Alderley Edge to Manchester. I presume the route concept was originally going to be Crewe to Manchester Piccadilly, but obviously that has not happened. So here is Alderley Edge here, and I think just before Wilmslow. I'm not too sure of the area. It is Wilmslow, yes. And the line then splits, so you've got the airport here and the Stirral line, and then you've got, hang on, wait for that train to go by, and then you've got obviously the main line, or the Stockport line, and also the West Coast main line as well, converging at Stockport as well. And then here's Manchester Piccadilly, and then if you have the Glossop line, obviously you turn off this way and carry on down to Hatfield and Glossop. So let's take a look around the station. I am very keen to see this. What's interesting for me is how good is it? Is it miles better than Dovetail puts out, or is it miles like behind the beautiful quality that is Just Trains? I would hope somewhere in the middle, miles in front of Dovetail, but I wouldn't be surprised to be a little bit behind. You got a Northern Trains poster. Use the QR code to download their app. That is a nice touch. I do appreciate that. And we got another one here. Thank you for travelling with Northern. I do appreciate that. Nice to see some branding here. Got some flowers. Keep behind the yellow line. Good. There's another Northern Trains poster here. Advertising the app once again. I think that's the first time I've seen posters advertising a train operating company's app. Of course, slowly the train operating companies at the moment are slowly being returned into public ownership, with was it South Western Railway being the first. Well, hello, what's this? There's a trespass sign on the canopy. Surely that's not right. I suppose if you were at height level you could look up and see it. Yeah, I suppose you could. What else have we got here? E-scooters are not permitted. Good. I like what I'm seeing. Obviously these are some posters, I think, or route maps that are collectibles. You've got a rail community page here. Pictures of the 323 in action at, I presume, Piccadilly. And I don't know what that is. Timetable maybe? Not too sure regarding that one. Ticket machine or a ticket booth. Even more Northern branding. Don't get stuck with the kids. Don't be a tort either. Wow, I certainly appreciate the amount of branding for Northern Trains. This platform for Wilmslow and Manchester, just two platforms here at Alderley Edge, and look at that, a new colour on the PIS display. Is it me, or is it lime green, or is it white? Does it look like white to you, the colour, or is it lime green? It looks more like lime green to me. Tinge of green on there. Not really sure why, to be honest. Let's see, does this station have any lifts? I don't think so. You've got a footbridge that gets you to the other platform. Bit of a shame you can't explore the interior, but hey, look at that. You've got some lovely electric or gas lamps here. Very nicely made, I must say. But yeah, you cannot access the interior of, I presume, the main station building. And here's the road going up and over the track. I do appreciate that. That looks nice. So we're off to a good start as far as road networks are concerned. And then over here you'd have the walkway into the car park. big car park. Maybe it's maybe a local estate around here, a bunch of flats maybe near the railway line. More information. A warning if you've been paid. There's a network map, so I presume maybe maps are not part of the agenda. So this is as far as collectibles go. So this is the map of where Northern trains go. Don't ask me which one is the route we'll be travelling on. It's a bit too small for me to see. Oh, look at that! There's even a disabled parking space. I think that is got to be a first. The first disabled parking space I've seen in this game. Love the way the markings are laid out on this cobbled car park. I do appreciate that. No British Rail or National Rail like sign, you know, with the cross. No traffic, which is a bit of a shame. Would like to have seen some traffic. Speaking of traffic, I actually have everything installed as far as the timetable is concerned. Yeah, let me have a look down here, because this obviously is as far as we can go. I think we might run out of daylight as well as time, but of course we won't be exploring the whole map in this service. Oh dear, looks like the road is has been raised up off the bridge. But yeah, the main line would continue down to Crewe. Well, I think it's time we depart and set off. Hey Ben Davis, nice to see you. Hope you're well. The first station stop will be Wilmslow, just over 1.5 miles away. I do have a friend, a very close friend of mine from college years ago, who now lives in Wilmslow. So I'm sure she will be keen to see how her station is represented in Train Sim World. Venom 76, good evening. Hope you're well. Oh, Fury, sorry. So you can reach up to some pretty high speeds, you know, 110, 100 miles per hour. It's not a slow and steady route. It's 27 miles, so it's longer than the Glossop line, and has more stations, I think, than the Glossop line. And obviously, if you buy the two together, yeah, fair bit of station stopping for you to do. Well, I don't think there's any. I haven't encountered any bugs yet, Sophie, as far as this add-on is concerned. I know when it first launched, apparently the wrong version was pumped out to the general public, showcasing all sorts of horrible bugs. But thankfully, a patch has been put out since. Addressing well, the issues that we weren't really expected to see, but unfortunately a lot of people did, as we're coming up to our first station stop, which is Wilmslow. Long platforms here, pretty much a majority of the route, with the exception of Manchester Airport. There was a 323, another one on the left-hand side. It would have been nice to have seen something new, a new shiny electric multiple unit. or maybe even a diesel variant. Like maybe have a class 185 to represent Transpennine Express. I think they do services down south. Well, it's a crew maybe. Okay. Here we are at Wilmslow. Yeah, I think a multiple unit I would have liked to have seen in the Manchester Airport Commuter, like maybe not replace the 323, be a nice side piece, but I personally would like to have seen another one of the northern multiple units, one of the newer ones. I can't remember the numbering off my head, so I'm not going to say what it is because I just generally don't know. But it's new and it's electric, I know that. And I believe that's what All Aboard Studios might be producing, actually, come to think of it, considering that, ironically, their route, All Aboard Studios, is going to produce in Train Sim World, will indeed feature Crew Station. But here we are, Wilmslow. First station on our trip to Manchester. Well, you've got a waiting room that you can have a little mooch around in. Nice and cosy little room. You've got the PIS display here. That's in a white colour. Bit of a breeze in the air. You've got a machine for some beverages, chocolates and drinks. Non-licensed, of course. Again, more northern trains posters. Got a long walkway down here. I have to say the lighting on this is fantastic. Platform 4, trains to London town. God, look at the amount of branding. It's everywhere. You've got platform 2, 3, 4, obviously, what are we on? Platform 3 or something. Customer service and the station supervisor. Slow and steady wins the race. Not in train sense, I don't think. Well, be steady but fast. Let's put it this way, you wouldn't want to be at London Waterloo and you see a sign like that today, slow and steady wins the race. Especially what's happened at London Waterloo today, where I think 14 platforms were pretty much out of service or out of use because of major signalling issues at London Waterloo today. Now there's a ticket machine that is displaying a screen. You got some posters here. You don't have to face it alone. Sometimes it's all right not to be all right. It might be posters from what's that? That charity, Calm, isn't it? I bet you that's probably from that charity. Again, the overhead line equipment looks as it should. Okay. There's another 323 coming in. Now, what's it like beyond? Block of flats, by the looks of it. Near the station. Is this a station entrance? No, it's down here. This will be quite a long stream because I really want to have a good look round. Not sure what that's about there. Ah, it must be the station car park here. Look at this, taxis only. This is good. I don't know if Alan Thompson Simulation watches my streams, but people that have been on watched some of my streams know how much I care about station car parks, because it is part of the station infrastructure, and it should be treated with care. And so far, it's been done very well. Hunger Trains, is that a little shop maybe? Useful information from Northern. Ooh. Immediately attracts my attention. Little shop. What's this? Scan it, drop it. Oh, one of those, isn't it? Yeah. One of those parcel collections. Where Amazon and, well, all sorts gets dropped off and then gets and someone, the courier, picks it up and takes it to your house. Oh, hello, the Mancunian Express. How ironic is that? Class 87 locomotive staple diet on the West Coast Main Line, which it does indeed actually operate, I think, one or two rail tour services on this route. Welcome to Wilmslow. You've got a little map here as well of the local area. It's a bit blurry, but it's a nice touch. It's always okay to ask for help. Very impressed. So far, there's one or two cars. Bit of a squeeze under the bridge, it seems. Just one way. I like what I'm seeing. So far, so good. What is those streaks in the sky over there? Never seen that before in a train symbol, unless there's smoke coming from power station maybe, or some sort of facility. And what's over here? A local industry, a warehouse of some sort. But yeah, my friend will be very pleased with Wilmslow. Seems to be replicated in a decent manner. Now we can get going to our next station stop, which is Handforth. Once again, just under 1.5 miles away. Ben Davis, have you got the new Class 86 locomotive? I do indeed. I picked it up immediately on release. I will be doing a first look stream at that, as well as a bunch of other DLCs I picked up recently. Some were on discount, others were not. Managed to get the Cardiff City commuter a couple of weeks ago on deal, and the London Overground mild main line, which was also on a 20% discount back in at the back end of June, which is welcome. What's quite cool about this route is that you have a Sunday timetable or weekend timetable which focuses heavily on empty stock movements and interacting with the multiple units or locomotives in the depots, getting them ready for service, getting them taken out of service for the night. I haven't fully explored all of the depots yet. I've explored one of them. I think it was one of the bigger ones. But yeah, there's quite a few depots that you can dive in and explore, especially if you like doing empty stock movements. They don't really bother me that much, empty stock movements, but it's nice to see it replicated in Train Sim World, in particular the depots. maybe one of my favourite depots that's been reproduced in Train Sim World has been the Hitachi depot on the southeastern high-speed route down at Ashford. So Wilmslow's my favourite so far. Let's see if Hanforth can do any better. All those posters again. Nice to see some trees and what's this? Ned rail. Is it meant to be network rail? That's a very unusual sign, considering you've got one here. Ned rail. There's another one here too. Unless they're like replicas of heritage signs, maybe. Oh, there's another one. It was in a different language. Oh. I do not know what language that is, but it's in an Asian language, I know that. I'm not going to guess in case I offend. Another Hanforth. Yeah, and these must be heritage signs. Oh, there's another one here, look at that. British Railways. That's a cool one. And then it will just carry on down the platform. There's another big Hanforth sign. Well, if you need reminding, there's a load of signs to help you know where you are. What language is that in? Russian, maybe? Not sure. Hanforth, twinned with Malahide. Okay. Wow. München Mulloch-Ide, that's Irish Rail. So what was this one? That doesn't say. Oh, I appreciate that, the signage is awesome. In different languages. It's a very international station. What's it? Interesting flowers, plants there, right on the edge. Hopefully one day they don't get blown over the edge and crash onto the tracks. Got a car park here, a tiny one. Wow. You've got a little accessibility ramp, I think. No lifts, I haven't seen any lifts yet. I presume little ticket office. Nice touch. Right, let's lock the doors. Right, the next station stop will be Cheadle-Hulme, if that's how you say it correctly. Either way, the station is just under 2.5 miles away. Venom 76, is this route worth getting? I don't know yet. I haven't fully looked at it yet, my friend. And the price is in the UK. It's £24.99, so it's a bit cheaper than the usual price tag you get for routes at the moment. You know, like £30 or £32, £33. Yeah, it's got plenty of layers, Venom. I don't have a list off the top of my head, but I think it adds, what is it, Avanti West Coast, it's got Transport for Wales, Class 87 for a rail tour service. The 66 comes with this route, for freight services. And I think there's a ScotRail services weirdly that run on this route, which I'm not sure if that is correct or not. Should I go put it in emergency by mistake? I might have to get out of his service and get in another one in the daytime, just so I can have a look. Because, you know, the longer this goes on, the darker it's going to get, and yeah, I think I'll do that actually. It's a shame you can't change the time whilst on the fly. That would be really cool. Like, I don't know, God mode or something, you know, change the weather and the conditions how you please. I think you could do it in photo mode, but obviously you can't do it whilst you're on the move. Which is, yeah, that would be cool. That would be nice to see. If they include that in Train Sim World 6, then, yeah, that'll be a rare moment of praise. Let's put it that way. So we'll go on timetables quickly. So you got a weekday one and a Sunday one. Weekday one is obviously busier. I'm going to go on foot and hopefully before I do, I will take a look at the layers, which I will take some out to ease the performance. So you got X ScotRail 158 layer, but I think Northern Trains occupied or picked up those particular units. You got a Class 08 here for some reason. Transport Transpennine Express, I'll take that out since there isn't a Transpennine Express livery 350. 158 East Midlands Trains, Transport for Wales. So yeah, just that one needed to be gone. We'll go on foot and we will head to what station was it? Cheadle-Hulme, wasn't it? Yes, it was. We'll put clear sky, July the 21st, and hopefully we'll find a train. If not, we'll just have to wait. Going for a walk. Oh, we're on the road. Oh, right. Interesting way to start. Got to find my way to the platform. Ah, look at this. Platform 1, trains to Stockport and Manchester. PI display. Is there a lift around here? Oh, wow. Little maze here. Stoke-on-Trent. No, I don't want Stoke-on-Trent. Oh my, I'm going to get lost. Crikey. See where we can go. There's one at Crewe, so these must be a southbound platform. I take it that must be a northbound platform. Let's cheat. Cross the tracks, have a look. Manchester Piccadilly 10:24. Oh god, I can't wait that long. Let's check over here. Oh, there's a train right there. Is that going to Manchester Piccadilly? No, it's not. I've got to wait of over 30 minutes. Where's that one going? Let's have a look. Where's that one going? Stoke-on-Trent, I think that one's going, so that's pretty much pointless. Yeah, interesting. Looking at the map, you've got curve of track going off to the right. So I imagine this is going to Stoke-on-Trent, which would be down here. Interesting, that. Again, I appreciate the road network's been done up quite well, and the surrounding area. Let's have a look on the other side. Ooh, car park looks good. Very good. 10 out of 10 as far as station infrastructure goes. Now, granted, you can't explore all of the station's interiors, but overall, I have to say, it's doing quite well so far. Very good. Well, I'm going to have to go back to the main menu again. See if I can pick up a service at 10:24 or something like that. Venom will wait for a sale. Fair enough, you can wait for a sale. Lady Sophie, did you hear what happened in Manchester today? No, and I got no idea. I mean, it's no bad news. I mean, no news is good news, I suppose. We'll go back. Weekday on foot. Cheadleham, what was it? 10. I'll put 10:20 just to be on the safe side. Because sometimes the AI does tend to operate the service way ahead of schedule and you can miss it. So we'll see how this one goes. Ibrahim Zaman, excited for Train Sim World 6. We'll see what it has to offer. We will see what it has to offer. Ah, there's the station signage there. Cheadleham. I've got to get to the platform pretty darn quickly. Whoa. Ah, that's crew. Okay, that's fine. No need to panic. Well, I'll just cross and I'll just have to wait until next train turns up in just under 4 minutes time. But again, you know, the northern branding on the multiple unit is pretty much the same as on the Glossop line. There isn't any posters, I don't think, in the passenger coaches, which is a bit of a shame, considering the amount of posters, northern posters I've seen on this route so far. You would think there would be a fair few on the inside of the train. I don't know. I wonder what actually will be what type of train will be operating. I didn't think of that. Might say what it is. It is indeed a Northern Trains service, so we will just have to wait until we can carry on looking at the route. So for yellow double decker, Oh God. Wonderful news. Not. Never nice to hear. Oh, fallen off. Rail upgrade works. No smoking and e-cigarettes. Oh, there's a plane over there. Reminding you that we will of course be heading to the airport, the name of the route. And here comes our train. Just got to find the stopping point. I would imagine here. Oh, another northern train supposed to here. Had a tip, all don't topple. Take care when celebrating. Okay, here's our train. We're back in business. Versa is in. The train was actually moving forward for a brief second there. And the blind's up too. Interesting. Never knew the AI could adjust the blind. Yeah, we'll just have one more aerial look at Cheadle-Hulme. So this will be one of the busiest stations on the line, considering you've got services going to Stoke-on-Trent and beyond. Yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad. Okay, now we're back in business. Right, let's go to our next station stop, which is Stockport. This is where the West Coast Main Line will soon converge. We do have our first reduction from 100 miles per hour. We'll be going down to 60. Looking at the foliage at either side of the tracks, looks pretty good. The track ballast looks a bit lumpy. It's like a mole has just decided to tunnel its way between the tracks. I'm not sure if it's meant to look like that, but it does look a little bit unusual. I'm pretty sure the ballast is not meant to look like that. We're crossing over. We have another reduction in speed to 30 miles per hour. Yeah, let me take a look at the ballast. Yeah, it's unusually high. I don't think that's meant to be right. That's a bit of a shame. There's a Pendolino. So that's another plus point. If you do have the Pendolino, obviously it's another route where you can operate some services with it. It's not a long journey from Piccadilly to Stockport, but it's another route to take the Pendolino out for a spin, which isn't too bad. I do like the Pendolino. I don't think it's been represented in Train Sim World in the way I wanted it to be represented. I feel that the textures on the interior in particular, I think, are aren't the best, which is a shame because the exterior looks fantastic. You don't get like 2 or 3 liveries of it. It's just one, of course, but I think in the Creators Club or via the Train Sim community website you can get like a Pride livery or something similar. But we're chugging into Stockport with another speed reduction, 15 this time. More tracks converging as we're coming into Stockport now. We're on platform 4 actually. That's where we will be stopping. Yes, you are right there, Sophie. Yes, some Pendolino services do indeed go beyond to Wilmslow. But the journey's over pretty quickly, considering most of the speed limit is above 75 miles per hour, let's say. Let's take a look around. Stockport. So you got a little stabling yard here for maybe, if I don't know, maybe not Pendolinos. I don't know. Maybe Pendolinos do stop here. I don't know what train would be stored up here in these sidings, unless they're for maintenance, and I'm not really sure, or cleaning or something like that. It's an interesting car park. Maybe I can hear like a... oh, it's a plane going overhead. I was wondering what that distant rumble was. Oh dear. These cars are floating. And there's one... oh, that one's grounded. And the ones going in the opposite direction are... yeah. Flying. Oh dear. Stockport signal box. It's the first signal box I've seen. What would this be? Multi-storey car park to ATS. Don't know if that's fictional or maybe a big shopping centre. Of course, the aircraft is licensed. If you are interested in planes, I think they're Airbus planes, which have already been included in Train Sim World from the outset. Oh, I like that Stockport sign out here. Yes, please. Got the trees here and interesting car park. And over here you got some construction taking place. Nice shiny glass building there. This I do like very much. What's in here? Oh yeah, this is cool. Metro shuttle. Oh, there's a metro shuttle around here, is there? Ooh. Wow, I do like this. Look at that. That's an interesting concourse. You've got the lift. I think it works. The first lift on this route I've seen. And it works.
Doors opening. Lift going down.
Obviously we won't need to go in it for a ride.
Doors closing.
That will just end up down here. Like that. There we go. Ooh. Big reflective panel there. And obviously this will go on outside. Guy doing his work, waiting for the next train. This guy's got a sandwich. Doesn't seem to like it. Oh no, he's eating it. Fair enough. He's happy with his sandwich. There's another lift there, takes you to platform level. It's a nice electronic picture. Wow, I like that. Don't know where it's going to, but it's nice. Insert the meme of what is it? The infamous advert that is, of course, Jet2 holidays. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday, apparently. And right now, if they were featured on the Manchester Airport Commuter, you get to take your kids absolutely free. It's an interesting picture there. Interested if that artwork or posters are licensed or not. They don't seem to be licensed. Lifts to platform level. There's another one here. Look at that. Some sort of concert taking place. Oh, these are cool. Art installations here at Stockport. And this is the old, I presume the old station building. There's departures. Board there. Oh, there's a Vanity West Coast service that's come in. That's going to Piccadilly. No doubt we're holding up the entire network around here. Never mind. I like what I'm seeing. This is very, very good. Big platform here. Bicycles. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Right, where's my train? Somewhere around here. Yeah, I think the ballast could do with a bit of improvement. The ballast does not look convincing to me for some reason. We've got some one disused platform, and the other is ready for usage. Don't know if any trains stop at that platform. I doubt it. Maybe a few AI trains. This is ours, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that's something that needs to be improved. Ballast. It doesn't look convincing. It might look realistic, but to me, I'm not sure. There's something not right with it. The colour doesn't seem right to me. I'm not sure. And plus that little issue with the hump in the ballast. That doesn't, obviously that isn't correct. I'd be shocked if it was, but there we go. The next station is Heaton Chapel. It's 1.5 miles away. There's a 323 coming in to Stockport. So yeah, nice station that was. A mixture, excuse me, of old and new. As we're going over Stockport, over the centre of Stockport, courtesy of the viaduct here. Big warehouse, or maybe a supermarket, I'm not sure, but a nice viaduct overlooking Stockport. A lot of construction taking place. Is this a river down there? Is it? Is it a river? I think it is. I don't like that. I thought you would think the new water textures would be implemented. Unless that river or canal is meant to look that dirty. I'm not impressed with that. The reason why I'm not impressed is because I know how good the new water texture can look. You know, it can look really, really realistic in certain lighting conditions. Sorry, we better get a shift on. I mean, I've got plenty of time. I've got at least another hour and 15 minutes. This signal gantry here, and we'll get on the brakes as we are approaching Heaton Chapel. I expect to see a chapel. We will see. I think 15 stations on this route, I've just counted, excluding the depots. This probably has to have the title of having the most depots in Train Sim World. But here we are at Heaton Chapel. Let's have a look around. Bit of a bare bones kind of station, not much to it. Nice brickwork. Some plants. Oh, hello, down here. Actually, oh yeah, I like the look of this. Friends of Heaton Chapel Station, the For Heaton Traders Association, the Emmanuel Community Church, the St Thomas Church, Heaton Chapel, Clifford Johnston and Co Solicitors, John Miller Estate Agents, Heaton Moor, Ponty Prince Stockport. I see Vancy West Coast Express. It's quite an interesting display here. I presume showcasing the various landmarks or historical elements. Maybe not Heaton Chapel, but the surrounding area of this route, maybe. You got the steps that take you up to street level. Oh, a nice little waiting room here. Presume that will be a ticket booth there. It takes you out to the road here. No traffic going across it, which is a shame. No traffic at all, actually, on these roads. These houses look pretty smart. They look new. Oh, there's the branding there, Heaton Chapel. Expect to see a chapel. Where is it? None here. There's a hell of a long walkway. Is that a walkway? Good grief, it's a steep old walkway. Well, it's accessible. That's for sure. What about down here? Yeah, just steps down to the platform. Yeah, not too bad station. I still think Wilmslone's my favourite. But I must say, that station there with the little like posters or taking you through a little journey almost of the history of Heaton Chapel and the surrounding area. The next station stop is Levenshulme or Levershulme. The station is just under 1.5 miles away. We've got a yellow signal. Let's turn to a green. You can also do what is it, that route hopping feature with the Glossop line if you do have it. I think that takes place at just Manchester Piccadilly though, if you want to just hop between for Glossop line route and this route for a seamless experience. Interesting that there wasn't any like updates to the Glossop line in conjunction with this release, which I'm a bit surprised. You know, like maybe touching up a few bugs maybe that have appeared on that route, or maybe adding the AI traffic, especially at Manchester Piccadilly on that route, which is a bit of a shame. But certainly if you have all the layers on this route available, then you will notice it will be significantly more busy at Manchester Piccadilly. Braked a little bit too hard there. As we're coming up to Levenshulme. There's a nice church there on the right hand side I can see. No stop marker on this platform, unless there's one right at the very end. Couldn't see a stop marker for a second. There isn't one, is there? Negative, there isn't one. Unless that is in accordance with real life. But here we are at Levenshulme, once again on high above the ground. I like that sound of the motors shutting off when you're stationary. I'm not sure that's a new recording, but it sounds nice. So this is the car park to the... it's not for the station car park, obviously. It must be for the surrounding area, houses maybe. Local community here. I like these look nice. They look new. Not high res, but nice little touch. This building is nice too, that's been modelled well. Very nice indeed. There's a coach or bus, single decker bus. I can remember bus types in this country, I can assure you. So, how do you get down there then? Through the little shelter down under here, is it? And you got the walkway to the other platform. There's a ticket booth, I'm guessing. And then out onto here, yeah. Levenshulme Station. The street with no name. Interesting name. The street with no name. What about down here? Reconnect with nature. Interesting poster. Pines Reserve. Bit of scaffolding here, so that adds a touch of character to the station. You know, in fact, work is taking place. And if I'm not mistaken, I did see here, wasn't it? Yeah, that's nice. Bit of artwork there. Levenshulme Station. Very nice. Sophie also on Stockport Viaduct, one of the lanes has turned back facility to enable access to Stockport Bay Platform 3A. Oh, right, no, that must be the platform that was next to a disused platform in the middle of the station. be next, and the final stop will be Manchester Piccadilly. There's a 158. Two of them, in fact. Yeah, once we've reached Manchester Piccadilly, then obviously we will do a service in the opposite direction and take a look at the airport, and then finish up at Wilmslow. I won't take a look at the depots and everything. I might do. Time, depending how we go time-wise. But I'm fascinated to see what the airport's going to be like, considering, you know, the very name of this route is associated with the airport, and a lot of bells and whistles, you know, were said in the press releases relating to this route, saying, "Oh, Manchester Airport's been meticulously created, and you can explore it to your heart's content." You know, seeing the runway lights and planes and etc., etc. Speed limit of 65 coming up. There's a big depot on the right hand side. That is indeed the depot I have had a brief explore. That is Longside train maintenance depot, and the international depot as well on the left hand side. I mean, it's so huge. I mean, it will take you a good 10 to 20 minutes to explore that depot. In the free cam, it won't take you too long, but on foot, certainly it will take you a fair bit of time. And if you want to explore all the depots on foot, then yeah, that'll take even longer than 20 minutes. That's for certain. Right, we're now joining up with what will be the Glossop line. Oopsie daisy. Put in emergency by mistake. I think Manchester Piccadilly has been changed as well, not completely, but accidentally. Oh, moving again. Yeah, what was I saying? Manchester Piccadilly, I think, hasn't been changed much, but I think you can explore more of the station. So I think some elements of the concourses, I think, were more accessible. I do apologise, my driving is normally better than this, I can assure you. When it comes to streams, especially first look ones, little bit unsure of the speed limits on this route. Got a 15.1 and a 91, but yeah, straight ahead or just round the curve is Manchester Piccadilly. Should be busy, but then again it might not be, especially considering I've taken out the Trans-Pennine Express layers, as they did look realistic with the Class 350 in London and North Western Railway livery. But we're stopping at platform 3 at Manchester Piccadilly. I think this part of the route, Manchester Piccadilly, I don't think scenery-wise around the station, I don't think it's been changed. I mean, it's very difficult to tell unless you compare the two versions of Manchester Piccadilly with the Glossop line. There we go. Finally got to Piccadilly. Took a few goes, but we got there in the end. And of course you've got the AI services going to Hadfield. This next one we'll be doing is going to Hazel Grove. Yeah, here's a couple of Pendolinos here, which obviously weren't present on the Glossop line before. These are all going to London Euston. Lots of other destinations as well. T-Bay and
Vehicles
others.
parked at unauthorized points may be clamped or removed.
This platform's out of use.
Short and long stay parking is available at this station.
Platform 10 is in use. A little travelator there. Don't think that works. I think it was in here where the I think you could access the concourse. Yeah, you can. So you can pop me head in here. You can have a little mooch around here if you want. So you've got the metro here. I don't know if you can access the upstairs. Starstruck. And obviously you've got unlicensed shops here. Free cams. Oh no, you can. Oop, oop, oop. Come on, camera. Oh, I like that little bee there and National Rail logo on the outside. Oh, I do like that. Look, there's even tables and chairs for you to admire the skyline of Manchester. Nice, yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, we got there in the end. It took me 31 minutes. Well, that particular service, I think going from Alderley Edge to Manchester Piccadilly it took way longer. How long is the stream been going on for? Well, an hour and 14 minutes. That's how long it's taken to get from Alderley Edge to Manchester Piccadilly. Andrew, can I hear the horns, please? Yeah, certainly. When I fire up the next service, you can hear the horn in all its glory. Let's see if we can pick one in the journey mode this time. Stockport Strong. Sewer line experience. This is the one to the airport, right? So you do have them in parts, and then sometimes you don't have one at all, like this service here, for example. But considering this is in part 1 and 2, I think we can do it. So Alderley Edge to Manchester Airport. I don't really want to do Liverpool Lime Street to Wilmslow. Manchester Piccadilly to Wilmslow. Obviously part 1 it's from Manchester Piccadilly to the airport. Then part 2 is from the airport to Wilmslow. I'm going to take a gamble with this one. Hopefully it's not in the middle of the dark. In the middle of the night, I should say. Hey Mark Moss, hope you're well. Welcome. Just taking a first glimpse at the Manchester Airport Commuter. So far, I'd say it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Station models in particular and the branding, I'm particularly impressed. And the surrounding scenery. Yeah, the ballast could be changed up, I think. And maybe some roads could be a bit busier. Right, just get this train ready for departure. Good thing I picked this service. It's just gone the rush hour period, so it should be okay. Obviously you may notice my controller's still playing up. I did actually purchase a new controller last week, but it actually arrived in a broken state, which annoyed me immensely. So that was £55 gone down the drain. So I've got one controller that's still in a bit of a state, aka the one that I'm using now. That came with my PlayStation 5 all those years ago. And I've got one that I bought last week that is broken. And when I say broken, I literally mean it came broken. So I wasn't very pleased, so I'm going to try and get a refund. But that's going to be difficult considering it's from Amazon. Ah, there's a 350. Forgot to take that out of the timetable. Oh well, never mind. Don't crash into that 323 over there, mate. Thank you very much. Obviously, these wouldn't, in real life, they wouldn't be here. The model will be, but not the train operating company it represents, or meant to represent. Looks like it might rain, if anything. Right, let's get moving ASAP, and we'll head to the first station stop on this particular journey. Which is Muldeff Road. And that's 3 miles away. I think that's the biggest gap between stations that I've encountered so far. Oh yeah, I better do the horn. And I'll just do it from the exterior. Yeah, so I've got to wait another few weeks until I can get another controller, or if not, get a refund. I have to say, the stability around the performance around Manchester Piccadilly, I'm quite pleasantly surprised of how stable it is. Actually, I thought it would be pretty hellish, especially considering it's more busy than in the past. You know, with Pendolinos and Class 350s and 150s and 153s chugging in and out of Piccadilly. I imagine maybe the performance will dip a little bit within the rush hour period. I say that, and then the performance just dips all of a sudden. It was fine coming into Manchester. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've jinxed it. Come on, game. You can make it. There we go. I think at the airport there is a fully modelled skywalk. What that means, I don't know. I presume you can maybe go to the roof and, I don't know, overlook the airport or something like that. But apparently it looks pretty good at night, Manchester Airport, and at night time. Is that the supermarket we just passed? I don't know if that's a Sainsbury's or a Waitrose. One thing is for certain is that there will certainly be a Waitrose at Wilmslow, because that's the let's say the posher part of this route, where quite a few footballers apparently are based in and around or just near Wilmslow. I imagine a few Manchester United or Man City players would be in and around that area. So this is a nice little change, isn't it? Instead of having the 4 or 5 tracks of the West Coast Main Line on the section we were on previously, this one is just 2 tracks. A little bit more quieter. Okay, we're coming up to our first station stop on this journey, Maldiff Road. Just 2 platforms, obviously. Andrew, are you doing steam trains again? Am I doing steam trains again? Not currently, not at the moment. They're not on my radar. Probably will do a stream on them at some point, but not at the moment. There's quite a few things I need to get through first, I think, streaming wise, aka a few first looks at new bits of content I've picked up in the past couple of 2 to 3 weeks. So this is Maldiff Road, our first station stop on the Stirral line, I think. Holy mackerel, is that the walkway? Goodness me. Jeez. They certainly stretch accessibility, fully accessible to the limit on these stations, don't they? Of their long, long walkways. You do have a little ticket office here. And the sign. I wonder when we get to Manchester Airport, will we have any Manchester Airport kind of branding. Oops, sorry, car, get out of the way. Oh, you got a bus stop here. I presume it's licensed. It's a bit too blurry for me to tell. That is the longest ramp I think I've ever seen. Well, you do get some steps to shortcut your way through. It's crazy. And what about down here? Ah, this is where the car park is, I take it. Yeah, a little shop there. NW, is that B&Q? Not too sure, but it's right next to a petrol station down there. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I have to say, if you were to compare the Glossop line and this route, the obvious candidate would be this route. But you know, give credit to the Glossop line. It was made by Dovetail. It was the last route they made in the Train Sim World 3 era, and I quite liked that route because it was small, but because it was so small, it meant Dovetail could spend a bit more time making the scenery look well above average for them, which I did appreciate. as the first entry point for Amber Thompson simulations into Train Sim World. Very impressed so far. Infrastructure, the railway infrastructure, the surrounding scenery is so far pretty darn good. Is it as good as Just Trains' routes? You know what? The more I see this, the more I'm saying, wow, this is getting close to that kind of level of Just Trains quality, I think. With the exception being that this is obviously way smaller than Just Trains' two routes. So, in a way, you could say, well, Just Trains' routes is more of a impressive achievement, considering, you know, that the West Coast Main Line is like 90 odd miles long, and the Blackpool Branches route is just over 40 miles, which is nearly twice as long, or just under twice the length of this route, which means, of course, more time making scenery and custom assets and more stations and, you know, railway infrastructure, overhead line equipment, signs and safety systems, etc., etc. There's one of those stay calm posters. And you'll be glad to know, Andrew, that this is not in reference to Train Sim World. During the heat wave, I actually, me and my mum went down to the beach. First time we went to the beach in years, literally, like spent 2 full days on the beach down south. From pretty much, what was that, like 11 a.m. to like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And you'd be very glad to know there was a lifeguard on the beach we went to, and conducting his duties very, very well. Well, I could tell most of the time, every time I saw the lifeguard, always had the binoculars out and rearranging the flags if necessary. So yeah, pretty good. I don't know what station we stopped at actually, but it was a decent station we stopped at. I think that station was Burnage. The next station stop is East Didsbury. And what's nice about this route as well is that it is cheaper than the normal price, which I heavily feared that this route was going to be like £30 tops, especially considering that the Cardiff City Commuter, which is shorter than this, may I add, much shorter than this, was at full price, which I thought was very, very expensive. And I haven't taken a full blown glimpse at the Cardiff City network, which I will do, rest assured. But regardless how good that route may be, I think £30 for a route that's under 21 miles, I think that's incredibly expensive. A bit too much in my eyes. But here we are at East Didsbury. Let's take a look. Some flats, or maybe a commercial property. This is nice. There's some bushes and weeds, and again, car park top notch, especially with the accessibility bays there. I do appreciate.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
East Didsbury.
Unattended may be removed without warning or destroyed or damaged.
Not sure if that's maybe a waiting room or ticket office, but that one is not accessible, which is a bit of a shame. Another one of those long convoluted ramps. My goodness. But I like the foliage surrounding it. It's pretty good. Pretty good. We got a bus stop there as well. A local shop by the looks of it. Yeah, it's not bad. It's good. I'm liking what I'm seeing, you know. Right, the next station stop is Gatley. It's just over 1 mile away. If you've enjoyed the stream up to this point and you like what you've seen so far, then yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you would, considering hitting the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, which of course the stream will be re-uploaded to the channel in all its glory, then of course, yeah, feel free to hit the subscribe button below. The next stream will indeed take place next Monday on July the 28th. Good grief, is it nearly the end of July already? My god. Yeah, July the 28th will be the next stream on Train Sim World, and we'll be taking another first look. I don't actually know what to take a look at, what product, to be honest. There's a motorway I've just gone over there. But I think the DLC in question we will take a look at. What shall we take a look at? I think the next route we will take a look at will be the Cardiff City network, I think. Continuing the kind of passenger commuter theme. We'll take a look at the first Welsh route in Train Sim World next Monday. If you can't, then join me for that, then that's okay. The stream will be re-uploaded to the channel, and then you'll be able to take a look at the route along with me and hear my thoughts on that product. Oh, we overstepped the mark a bit there. See Daisy. No planes in the sky, can't see them. Despite we're getting ever closer to the airport. Another one of those long ramps. Long ramps. They're the theme for this route, aren't they? Long ramps. Oh, a little speed bump. Oh, that's nice. Gatley. In the M Metro. Manchester, maybe? Got some traffic lights here. Of course they don't work, of course, but again, nice to see them. This is the car park. Is this for the station? I imagine so. And as far as the station goes, we've got a bit more of a seems to be a bit more of a dirty station building here. Gatley, old school, of course. Ah, there's a plane. I can just see it in the distance. Alright, off we go. Okay, the next station stop will be Held Green. That's just over 1.5 miles away. So this is the map. This is where we are. That's where we're heading to, the airport. And there is indeed a station after the airport. So Held Green will be the last station before the airport. I suppose the signature element of this route. Well, supposedly. But now you can begin to see a plane entering or maybe taking off from the airport. I think as far as scenarios goes for this route, if you're interested in that, I think it's 5 scenarios you get with this route. And there is, of course, 2 training modules. One for the route and one for this multiple unit. It'll be interesting to see what Alan Thompson Simulation does next. Because I think as far as first routes go for Train Sim World, this has been a solid first product, I have to say. I expected it to be, you know, pretty decent. But it's so far surpassed my expectations. I would like to see a bit more ambitious route or product from Alan Thompson Simulation. Not just a new route, maybe that's bigger, but it'd be interesting to see what they can do when it comes to the train itself, because they've basically borrowed the 323 from Dovetail. It'd be cool to see what the Alan Thompson Simulation team can come up with. Okay, so this is held green. There's a plane, blimey. That's as close as you're going to get to seeing a detailed, or getting a detailed shot of these Airbus planes coming in. So you've got a little walkway here. Can I squeeze my way in? Yes, I can. Ticket booth there. Oh, squeezed out. There we go. Okay, so we've got the car park here. There's a little lane here as well. Let's go down to a little warehouse or something, or garage. Interesting. There's a gate here as well that's locked. Okay. What's over here? Ooh, we got a green stairs and ramp this time. Green is the colour. There's another plane. Again, the road looks pretty good. It doesn't look too shabby. No station signs at the entrances of held green. I will just take a little peek before we depart. How high can we go? Can you see the airport? Not quite. Is that a track? Oh, I thought it was some rails for a second. It's not. Tyre tracks. Oops, I've accidentally pressed the wrong button. My bad. Off we go. The next stop will be Manchester Airport. 1.5 miles away. Exactly. So I'll tell you one thing I haven't done for this entire stream. I haven't stuck the safety systems on. I've gone for the whole stream and I've forgotten about it. See if they actually work. Vigilance isolated. DSD is already on normal, that's good. Andrew, no, I'm not anymore. No. Shock horror, I have left. I have left that role after a few years of service, and I will now be starting shortly at a local theatre, helping out. Which, yeah, I'm very, very pleased. It's not many hours, and it's a little bit less than what I earn where I was working before, but it's something I wanted to do. I got a bit well, not fed up, but I wanted to try something new, and the theatre industry is one that I've been associated for most of my life, not in any professional capacity, but you know, just for doing it for the because I enjoy it and it's fun. So to actually be doing it as a form of employment, yeah, ticks a lot of boxes for me. So it's something new, a new challenge, and it's going to be interesting. Just got to wait for some paperwork to arrive. Signing on legal documentation and all that kind of stuff. One thing I have discovered with the theatre is a little bit old school. So it's not just a case of email your personal details or anything like that, or legal documentation. It's all done by paper still. And here we are entering Manchester Airport, the station itself. Alright. Now this is worth a look round. But yeah, going back to your point, Andrew, yeah, I look forward. Oh Christ, don't hit the buffers. But yeah, a new challenge, and I'm looking forward to it. Alright, welcome to Manchester Airport. 4M, is that the terminal maybe? Architecture is very striking, modern, that's for damn sure. Is that the motorway down there, maybe? So where's this so-called skywalk then? Is that the airport over there itself? That must be obviously the airport car park. Oh, we've got a London North Western Railway service that's turned up. Oh, we've got a little cafe here, or a little waiting room. Yeah, nice. Or maybe a first class lounge. Yeah, because there's nowhere you can order your food, can you? I can hear the rumbling of planes. We've got the escalators there. The lift as well. Now out of access. So then, where's this so-called skywalk then? Let's just follow up. Follow the steps. Welcome to Manchester Airport. Nice. Another nice sign there as well. So in we go. I have no idea where I'm going. Right, so you can't go out there. Oh yes you can. So there's the roundabout. I presume that walkway is accessible? Let's find out, shall we? Yep, you can indeed walk. This must be the skywalk. There's a travelator, which doesn't work. But it's not the end of the world. That's a bit of a walk, isn't it? I mean, that's yeah, take you a couple of minutes. Oh dear, what's going on over here? Standoff? Protesters, maybe? Oh, it's just to the car park. Okay. Is that a floating tree in the distance over there? Oh dear. So where's the runway then? I'm a bit confused. Is that the runway over there? Because the planes are landing in over there. Is this the runway? No, this isn't the runway. I will confess, I didn't look at any maps of Manchester Airport, so I don't actually know how big it actually is. All I do know is that the airport doesn't have exactly the best reputation. So you got an Airbus here, an A350 or /1000 or whatever it's called. At least they're modelled fairly good, pretty good. I don't know anything about planes. This is an Airbus, a 321. Yeah, I don't have any stats about these planes, so if you play Flight Simulator, you probably know a hell of a lot more than me. But yeah, nice to see that, you know, elements of the airport have been reproduced. But where's the runway? That's what I'm curious about. I can't go over there. Oh, I can, but it's won't let me budge, will it? So where is the runway? Is it over there? It's got to be over there, right? Or is that the runway's over there? Bit confused. Because I remember in the press release it said, oh, you know, at night time it looks spectacular. You can see the runway lights and everything. Well, I can't even find the runway at the moment. There you got the entrance to the multi-storey car park. Because look, the planes are coming in over there, aren't they? Maybe maybe the runway's over there. Is the runway over there? I'm surprised the game's camera is letting me go this far, to be fair. This is very much getting to the edge of the map. I don't think the runway has been produced. I was expecting a big long runway somewhere. Maybe this is the runway. Yeah, I do appreciate the airport has been modelled to some degree. It would have been nice that the tarmac or any markings on the ground had been reproduced, just to give you an idea of where planes are taking off and where they are not taking off. This must be it here. And they disappear. Okay. So the planes don't take off. That's a bit disappointing. There's no animation of it taking off. You can only see them landing. Which, yeah, I would have liked to have seen them taken up. So I am impressed with the station and the general layout. I think the airport is a little bit... I don't think it's as good as it says on the press release. Because it says on the press release, Licensed overhead aircraft, which is a check. Runway lights and the skywalk. The skywalk, it's all right, I suppose. I mean, maybe the airport looks good at night, but I'm not as convinced with it as I thought it was going to be. I thought just some little extra details like like the plane taking off, or markings on the runway, or the the tarmac of the airport. Yeah, but the station is excellent. But the fact they Alan Thompson Simulation and Dovetail were going to town on their press release, saying, "Oh, you can get out and explore to heart's content." Yeah, I feel there's just these tiny elements which have disappointed me slightly with the airport. I'm at the airport, right? Oh, I'm at Piccadilly. Oops, what am I doing here? I thought I was at the airport. Oops. I thought it was a part 2, wasn't there? I'll find the part 2 to this service then. Andrew, oh, that's a shock. Congratulations. Yeah. I mean, I could have stayed put where I was. But I just fancied something new. New challenge. Just something new. Ideally, the job I really want to get onto is a railway-related job. But that is very difficult at the moment to even get a sniff of an interview. Because a friend, one of my mum's friends who works as Great Western Railway and currently is within training to be a manager, apparently says that every time there's a vacancy either at Reading or elsewhere around, like Oxford or other stations along the line to Paddington, apparently there's so many applicants, like 20 to 30 applicants. It's just very, very competitive. So even to get an interview is an achievement in itself, apparently. Right, where's that part 2? There it is. Right, we'll do this second and last part, and then I think we'll call it a day. This will not take too long. I think when I've done this service, I'll do one more thing. I will pop back into the airport at night and see what it looks like at night. Maybe that might change my feelings on the airport. But the airport station, I've got nothing to complain about. Is the cab light on in here? Feels very bright in here. Coach lighting, auxiliary systems are on. Where's the cab lighting? So bright in this cab. There's some overhead lights. The cab lights are off. Wow. Okay. And there's also no airport branding. You'd think there would be, wouldn't you? Nice little steps up to well, nothing really. It's nice you got the GSMR signs there as well. That's cool. So it's how many platforms again? 4 platforms at Manchester Airport. Alright, let's get going. Off we go, rock and roll. Okay, the first stop will be Stirral. And then after that will be Wilmslow, I think. Andrew, so what's your role in the theatre? The role I'll be doing is the tickets mostly, as well as food and drink. It's quite a small theatre, I'm not going to lie, so I think it's going to be quite a small crew, let's say. I haven't actually met the people yet, so I have no idea numbers wise, but judging by the variation in the roles I'll be doing, I imagine it might be quite a small knit team, but that's fine. It's going to be pretty cool because I've got a show I'm going to be personally involved in at the end of the year in November/December. Why are we slowing down? Why are we at a standstill? I wasn't speeding, was I? Was I speeding? What's going on? I'm struggling to move. Come on. What's going on here then? It's vigilance, isn't it? I bet you that's playing up. Yeah, sounds like it. It's not an AWS. Because I didn't go over an AWS ramp. Okay. Bit strange. Off we go. Let's have a look. Maybe we can see what the airport's like over here. Right, so we're now rejoining the Stirral line. Andrew, I thought you were... Oh god, no. No. Those days have long gone, Andrew. Maybe go back 10 years ago, maybe. Or 10 to 13 years ago. Yeah. I was back then. Not anymore, not anymore. Gone are those days of the West End. Right, round the bend we come. There's not a lot in terms of undulations and gradients. It's kind of a flattish route. There's no steep downhills or uphill sections on this route. You get some slight dips, you know, some slight downhill sections and uphill sections, but nothing too steep. There's a stop point there. Okie doke. Let's unlock the doors and take a look around. Stirral. I like the foliage here. Flowers and the tree. Trees. It's nice. Not bad. You got a little shelter here. Again, the car park, top notch. Markings are correct, or you'd think would be correct, but they are there. Station parking, yeah, I like it. You've got a little warehouse here, a little local industry tucked away at the side. And then over here, well, you got a little sign here, British Railways Stirral for Quarry Bank Mill. Okay, Quarry Bank Mill is obviously the highlight round here. Nice little PIS board there, ingrained in the wall or hanging up on the wall there. Trains to Manchester. Nice to see the cars and things going by here. There's even a car parked on the pavement there. Oh. What's over here? Football pitch. I don't think it's Man United's training ground, is it? I think that's at Carrington, isn't it? No idea where Manchester City trains, but don't think it's them. Okay, let's head to the final stop, which is Wilmslow. Back where we started. So we've been for a complete look around the route, and after this is done I will, like I said earlier, I will take a look at Manchester Airport, albeit in the inky blackness of night, to see if it looks any better. It probably looks better at night, probably, than during the daytime. A little bit underwhelmed I was by the airport, especially considering, you know, it's been, well, it was said in the press releases as being, you know, a standout like element, let's say, or feature of the route. Walking skywalks and lights, runway lights, and all that kind of stuff. Bit of a steeper gradient here. Okay, we're now rejoining the other section of track we was on earlier at the very start of the stream, as we're on the final approach to Wilmslow. You know, I have to say, I was cautiously optimistic because I was thinking to myself, oh, are they going to skip out on some stations, you know, like like infrastructure, like, you know, car parks, or are they gonna skip out on like scenery, like foliage and so on and so forth? But I have to say, it's put all those concerns to the shade. And here we are back at Wilmslow. Actually, no, we don't stop. We don't finish up at Wilmslow, do we? Do we? We finish up at Wilmslow? We do. Of course we do. So we don't go to Alderley Edge. So we didn't start Wilmslow. It was Alderley Edge. My apologies there. But this service terminates at Wilmslow. But yeah, you know what? The route is pretty darn good. I think barring the ballast, which I think needs to be addressed very, very quickly, and maybe the airport being a little bit undercooked, I think overall it is a very decent first add-on from Malin Thompson Simulation. A very decent product indeed. I mean, I haven't even taken a in-depth look at the depots, but I imagine they're just going to be just as good if they're modelled correctly and they're kind of fully accessible to explore, as are, you know, I imagine the stations will be, or some of them that is. Then yeah, this route will be just as good. But I will I'll just, I don't know, pick a weekday service. Pick this one here. Stick it at some time in the morning. Ooh, maybe not. I'm going to go right down to the bottom. I'm picking a service so I can get in the free cam really, instead of on foot, because that will just take a little bit too much time. 23:18. From Manchester Airport to Piccadilly, yeah, we'll pick that one. 2300 hours. Stick it in March or something. As dark as possible. Driver, let's get in it. But yeah, I think out of 10, I think I'll give it this route a solid 8 out of 10. I think the only things that are a little bit on the downside is obviously the multiple unit being the same, but thankfully there's no bugs attached to it and it runs pretty smoothly. And the other thing is that, you know, the airport, like I said, has hasn't fully delivered on what I was expecting to see. So it's alright. There's the skywalk. The skywalk's lit up in very nice blue. Runway lights, apparently. Well, at least the skywalk looks nice at night. I'll give it that. Yeah. The airport, I mean, you know, elements of it are modelled brilliantly well, but there's other elements of it that I would have really liked to have seen, you know, the markings and so on and so forth, and planes taking off, like markings on the tarmac of the airport, and some more signage of the airport, like posters and stuff, you know. It would have been really cool to see that. I mean, Manchester Airport doesn't exactly have the best reputation, So yeah, I think a mixed bag for the airport actually. The station's nice. I think the surrounding area could do with a little bit more detail. So yeah, I think this is a very good product from Alan Thompson Simulation. Scenery and foliage, close to the tracks, the track infrastructure for stations, top notch. No complaints, with maybe the exception that maybe would be nice if all of the stations were accessible. On foot, that is. But yeah, the only quarrels I have is that the airport could do with a little bit more detail. And, the fact that multiple units are the same. But, of course, the multiple unit is a good multiple unit. 323. No bugs, no issues. Runs as smoothly as it was in Birmingham, Cross City, and the Glossop line. Sounds are the same, physics are the same, so, yeah. Don't expect any new surprises with it. Timetable is excellent. Can't fault anything with that. 2 timetables. More the merrier. The depots, I imagine, are going to be good. And, doing the various... operating the various aspects, in those depots, getting trains ready, getting trains out of service. So, yeah, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Do I recommend you get it? Absolutely. 100%. I think it is worth, for once, the price, I think. It's not, too short. It's not like 12 miles or something. If it was, just over 10 miles or something similar, like the, what was it? The London Overground, North London line. Then yeah, I would say, yeah, wait for a discount. But this is the rare, one of the rare exceptions. I'd say it is worth the price because the detail is certainly there, and that is something I'm very pleased of. I was thinking, well, maybe it's going to be above average dovetail kind of elements, but no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, no doubt. So I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. A nice first look at the Manchester Airport Commuter. If you did enjoy it, then of course feel free to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will take place on Monday, July the 28th, 2025, and we're going to be taking a first look at this route here, the Cardiff City Network, the first Welsh route in Train Sim World. So, I'd like to say once again, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.